Hey guys, Master Eiler here, back with another episode of our training tips video series. Remember, each week we go through a different martial arts concept that can help you in your training to become a better martial artist. So let's see what we have in store for us this week. Today what we're going to be talking about is blocks, or in Korean we call them Mahk Kee. A lot of times in our martial arts training, we're super excited to learn how to throw out punches and hit things, or maybe do some really flashy kicks, but our blocks are actually one of the most important things we learn in our martial arts training. So let's talk about what a block is. The name block is actually really misleading, right? Blocking something means you stop it from moving. Think about it this way. Imagine you're driving a car and you come to a giant wall that you can't get around. That wall blocks your movement. It stops you from advancing to the place you want to go. But what would happen if you got really fed up with the wall and just decided to drive your car straight into it and break through? Well, not only would it be really dangerous for you and it would probably damage your car, but the wall would probably be damaged as well. My point is this: the wall would take a beating by just stopping the car where it's standing. And that's the same thing with our blocks. If we just stop the attack straight on, right, like someone punches at me and I just try to grab it, that's gonna take a lot of energy for us, and it's also probably gonna hurt us really, really bad. So what should our blocks do if they don't stop our opponent's techniques? Well, what blocks actually do is they take our opponent's techniques and they redirect them. Redirecting means you move the technique into a direction that you want it to go that's safe for you. Let's take something like our pseudo block, our open hand block. If someone is throwing a punch to my face, I'm not just grabbing their punch and stopping them. I'm taking my hand, and as their punch comes in, I'm moving their block out of the way. This takes their energy and moves into a safe spot, and while I'm doing that, it then creates an opportunity for me to counterattack and move in. Let's go back to the example of the wall. Let's say that car that was going to drive straight into the wall is going 100 miles an hour with lots and lots of force. That wall may or may not be able to stop it, and either way it's going to take a beating. But imagine that car is driving 100 miles an hour and all of a sudden the wall opens up into a giant hole and sends the car on a different path. By the wall opening up and sending the car on a different path, both the car and the wall are not damaged. And actually, because the car was going so fast, it used its own energy to go in that new direction. That's exactly what we're doing with our blocks. I'm not using my energy to stop their attacks. I'm letting them use their energy and just redirecting it into a direction that's safe for me. Once you realize that blocks are redirection, then they're going to become more effective. Take that pseudo block again, for example. When we do it, we prepare across our body, pass in front of our face, and move the punch out of the way. This preparation, this circling, and moving the attack out of the way makes my blocks like a giant windshield wiper. Think about it this way: windshield wipers don't stop the rain, they take the rain and move it out of the way so that you can see. That's exactly what we want to be doing with our blocks. It's also important to remember that when you're blocking, you're not just using your hand. You're also going to be turning your body into a safe position and using your hip to get more power on that block. We talked about that already in our episode on hips in preparation, so make sure you go check those out. It's also important to remember that after you block, you're not done. You should follow up that block with an attack of your own. We talked about blocking and countering in our video on combinations, so make sure you check that one out as well. So the next time you're practicing your blocks, whether it's in one-step sparring or in a form, actually think about how you're moving the opponent's attack out of the way. Don't think about it like you're stopping their attack. Think about it for what it is. You're redirecting their attack into a safe position for you to counterattack. Knowing this, your blocks will flow a lot smoother and put you in a better defensive situation to keep yourself safe. Try and apply this principle into your training, and it'll make you a more effective martial artist. Train hard and Tong Soo.